So I was having a conversation with someone, and it was someone who really didn't like me for the things that I said about Insurgency Sandstorm, but apparently he's a subscriber now. And the reason that he changed his mind was that he was watching the podcast. We do a podcast every Friday night at 8:30. Sometimes it's a drunk stream. Sometimes it's just gameplay where we're live and just having a chat. And sometimes we'll do a full podcast and we have the usual panel that we have on. And we talk to people and we like to involve the subscribers. And he said to me, he said, look, Devlin, I didn't agree with the things that you said about Insurgency Sandstorm, but it came to my way of thinking. So he said to me, he says, look, I noticed that you do edit your videos. I don't edit them a lot actually, but you'll see on some occasions when I'm doing a video, you will see slightly sort of transition into me talking about something else because, you know, sometimes you just forget what you're doing. But I explained that to him and I says, that's one of the reasons that I do that. And he says, well, he's been watching the podcast and that's the reason that made him want to subscribe and changed his sort of views about myself, because then he did realise it wasn't about Insurgency Sandstorm, it's about the way that the studio and the people involved with the studio treated the console community. And he's a PC player and he said it did make him feel different after about 18 months. But he started enjoying the podcast and he said to me, Devlin, why don't you just do that in your videos? Why don't you just turn the camera on and start talking to the subscribers or anyone that might come and watch a video? So today, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to do an intro. I'm going to talk about the things that I'm interested in, and I'm sure some of the people that watch my videos are interested in. So initially we will go to Sandstorm and about the console edition of the game. Now, a couple of podcasts ago, and don't forget, 8:30 on Friday nights we do the podcast. Don't forget to join us, and if you can, join in. I had a couple of conversations, and I did mention it in one of the previous podcasts, about people saying to me and other content creators how they feel that maybe Insurgency Sandstorm on the console was never a thing. And I made the argument that, you know, if it wasn't a thing, it'd be very, very dangerous for NWI to be taking pre-orders for a product that didn't actually exist or never did exist. So I actually went on NWI's side that time and I said that, yes, I do think so at some point this game was in development for the console. I just think it's been put on the back burner. I don't think it's where it is for the console community, and I don't think it is where it is for NWI themselves. So anyway, I seen a video a few days ago, and I've had conversations with people, and one of the programmers for NWI said that they'd played a build of the game. Totally believe it. And he said there is issues and there's not much he can really say about it because of the NDA, even though this person doesn't work for NWI anymore. And I can totally understand that, but apparently in early 2020, I think it was January, February, he played a build of the console edition. I think the problems lie for him, and that was the fact that they were having problems on last-gen consoles running the actual game, because it was actually a shitstorm when they released it on PC. It was so buggy, so laggy, the optimization was all over the place. So that's the issue apparently they're having with the console edition. To me, absolute bollocks. If you didn't sort of check this out or didn't research or attempt this on a console beforehand, knowing that you could or couldn't bring out the game, you shouldn't have even advertised it. You advertised this game with the PC version. It was supposed to come out at the same time. It didn't happen. And I think that still the way that NWI treat the console community is disgraceful, because a content creator that I talked to, and he does a podcast with us, North Cinematics, said the right thing on one of his last videos, that why didn't you just say this to the console community? Why didn't you just, put this out there and say, look, we made a mistake, it was our bad, this game is not where it should be or where we want it to be on the console. So therefore it's been held back. But no, they didn't have the decency to actually say that. They just said nothing at all. And that's, where people like myself stepped in. So anyway, is the game still in development? Is it going to come out on the console? I'm still going to put my foot out there and say it's never, ever going to come to the console, any of the consoles, and them saying that, or the rumours that were going about, which I don't believe, that it's just for next gen consoles, so the console community should shut up. This is what they're doing, and they're trying to get put out a game that's totally optimized. I get that, but you know what, NWI have give bollocks from the beginning, saying this game was going to come out right from the beginning, and it basically didn't. So I'm not going to listen to that. I think the way that they've treated the console community is disgusting. I don't think you could ever recover from that. I think people will still be interested in your game, and I think even if you released Insurgency Sandstorm on the console right now, or even in a year's time, some people would buy it. The impact you could have had, NWI, with this game would have been absolutely incredible. I think you've let yourself down, and I think you've let the community down. Anyway, let's go on to Battlefield. We had a conversation on the last podcast about the leaks of Battlefield. There's a guy's name that's been dropped about left, right and centre, Tom Henderson, and before we get on to Tom and what my personal views are on Tom, I just want to say I've got a feeling that there's one or two game changers out there that have had their wrists slapped by DICE and EA, because there's one or two people out there coming out there saying I'm dropping any leaked videos on my channel concerning Tom Henderson or the leaks about Battlefield, because I think they've had a slap on the wrist, because getting involved with leaks will only damage your reputation with DICE and EA. I think they've got a little list out there, and they're watching people, and I get on people's back, especially NWI, for the game Insurgency Sandstorm. I get on people's back, but one thing I don't like is leaks. I don't get involved with leakers. There's certain things, one or two things that I could have said personally myself, and I won't say it because I don't think it's fair on the community, and it spoils what could be actually happening with the game. One thing I did hear that the trailer was earmarked for the 7th of May, and that's not there now. And the only thing that I can surmise from that is the fact that DICE and EA are going to be sat back there. If there's any leaks that have actually come out that have been close to the bone, that have been very near the information that was put out there, could be close to what the game actually is, what the trailer actually is. What DICE and EA is just going to say, fuck yous, we're going to hold it back. We've got 3 or 4 trailers that we could put out there into the wild. We'll just pick another one. If you think you've seen that one, we'll put another one out. And what could have been an absolutely brilliant trailer and could have been really exciting for the franchise and the community is probably now been spoilt by some guy or guys or a community of people that are throwing out leaks that are from possibly snippets of information, and they have rode that boat. Tom Henderson, personally, I have no problem with Tom. He seems a pleasant young lad. Do I think he's got information? Yes, I think he's got some information, or I think he's been told something. Do I trust everything that he says? No, definitely don't. Because I think he said something, and he's manipulating the people out there, because he's not really saying anything. If you watched any of his live streams, one in particular when he was doing a notepad document, and he was, saying things like 128 players, 100%. I could have said that. Anyone could have said that. Massive destruction that we've never seen before, 90% or whatever it was. I'm not going to, go into it. I'm not even going to bring it up. I just remember him doing this. And there were certain things that were 100%, and there were certain things that were 90%, 95% that anyone could have said, and they're probably 100%, 90% right anyway. I think Ben, and I was nearly picking on North Cinematics, and I can't change it, but I know Ben interacts with Tom. But anyway, what Tom's saying, in my eyes, is a lot of speculation. He's heard snippets of things. He has manipulated what's out there in the wild anyway, and you know, there's people out there that are taking this as gospel. You know, ask Tom to tell you certain specifics about the Battlefield trailer, and he really can't. He probably knows what he knows, and I've said this to Tom before. You know what you know, and I don't think you know what you're making out to people that you do actually know. And like I said, as I put something on your Twitter, Tom, when you were having this bet with Flackfire about 6 meals for, you know, unfortunate people or, you know, organisations that give out free meals, and you said you'd organise 6 if you were right, and if Flackfire was wrong or right, vice versa, you would buy the 6 meals each another. You also said that you would bet anyone $1,000. Now, don't bet anyone. If you think, or you're telling people out there that your information is right, just say, if you're not 100% right in what you're putting out there, what you're saying to these people that are believing, I say to you, put 10 grand up. Promise to pay £10,000, not dollars, £10,000 if you are wrong. If what you've been saying is not right, if what you've been doing is speculating on snippets of information that you've had, you give a charity £10,000. Because I know you won't do it, Tom, because I know, and I know as a fact, the information that you have got is not 100%. Look, you know, how did you get this information? From your mother's friends, daughters, boyfriends, daughters, cousins, sister? I don't know how it went, but that was comical. Tom, that was comical. I don't think you know everything you're letting on that you do actually know. Anyway, there's not really much more that I want to say, but I just thought I'd sit down, let you know how I was feeling about the stuff that's going about, and I might do 1 or 2 of these again, because, you know, like the guy who didn't like me, quite likes me now, said, you know, if I can do this on a podcast, I can just, you know, turn the computer on, put the mic on, switch the mixer on, put some lights on, and start talking away. I might do this again. If you've got any topics that you want me to talk about, please let me know in the comments or private message me. If you want to see us live in action, live streaming, drug stream, etc., etc., come and see us 8:30 UK time, and we do let people join in. So if you want to join the chat, join the Discord, you'll see it up there. Join the Discord and ask us if you can join in the voice chat. We will chat you out, and we will see what you're all about. But if you seem okay, by all means, we'll let you join in the chat. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, press that bell icon, and tick it so you get notifications of when we're uploading new videos. And this is Mr. Devlin. Live, no editing, and out.